Hey guys, Rusty here at Ugly HP. Today we got an 01 Toyota Corolla. We're going to change the long axle on the passenger side front. We already took the caliper off, hung it. This way you're not stretching that brake line, because we're not going to take this whole spindle off. We're just going to pull it out so we can get everything off. I already got my Carter pins out. This one kind of broke. But what's nice about these castle nuts is they'll just cut it if you hit it hard enough. So we're going to start by getting the this one off for the steering. Alright, so that's going to be a 17 millimeter. We're just going to hit it off of there. I'm going to take my hammer and I'm going to hit the side of this. I'm not going to hit the threads, I'm going to hit the side of this. Normally I use a pickle fork on my impact, but I didn't feel like crowding my cart, considering I got to use it for a couple of things. So we're just going to hit the side of it. Alright, so with that done, we're going to get these two guys out. Those are 19s. And now we got our front nut, or our axle nut. That's a 30 millimeter. And depending on, you might have to beat that out. I thought I was going to have to, but I think I just hit it out with my hand. Alright. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and hit the back side of that axle, either with a pry bar and a hammer. I mean, you could do pry bar and hammer, or as I like to do, impact and chisel. Sometimes you lose fluid, sometimes you don't. So as you can see, this thing is no good. It sounds like a machine gun whenever you're turning the tire. Do this. So what we're going to do next is we're going to pop our new one in and double check that seal. Actually, from looking at it, I'm going to go ahead and replace that seal. It's not looking too healthy. As you can see, that spring on the inside of it came out. I'm going to go ahead and put a new one in while I have it out. So let me switch that and we'll get back to putting this thing back together. Alright, we got that seal changed out. So now we're going to take in, slide this axle in. Once you could twist it like that, even though it's not all the way in, you know your splines are lined up. So then you can take in, grab your hammer, hold the thing in a straight line, and tap it, and you'll feel it go in, just like that. Very simple. I always leave the nut on, this way you don't mushroom the threads. Kind of keeps you from having to replace your new axle with a new axle. So now we're going to start assembling this part. We want to line this splines up. Our spindle bolts. Sometimes it's easy to get the top one in first, sometimes it's easy to get the bottom one in first. But once you get the top or the bottom one in, all you have to do is either push or pull to line up the hole. So that makes it easy. Sometimes if you use a jack, it makes it even easier. I've never had to go that far. Use a jack and stuff. So we're now going to run these down with our 19. Make sure our axle is moving freely. You can get it to where they bind up in there, and whenever you shoot them down, you end up messing up the threads on your axle. Get the tie rod end on there. Our castle nut, which is a 17. I forgot, I still got to take a punch and knock out that old quarter pin. So I'm going to have to grab the light. If you can see that in there, I'm going to have to knock that quarter pin out. Y'all might not run into that trouble, but you're going to have to quarter pin this. Always use new quarter pins. They're dirt cheap. You don't want to be fighting this and putting it back in there. Then all I gotta do is put my brake caliper on and my tire back on, pump up my brakes, and I'm ready to go. Very simple to do. As you can see, this thing's supposed to be like 2 hours long, and I doubt I got 20 minutes in it. It took me longer to find all my tools. Check us out on Facebook, hit the like button, subscribe, and as always, keep wrenching.